We're going to continue this with 3 match against 2 by 2 when we get stacks is what I call it. If you remember, and if you haven't watched the other videos, stacks is anytime the number 1 and the 2 receivers are close together. In this case, it's 2 by 2 within 5 yards of each other. And this is just I just wanted to put this in there now because it's 2 by 2 and it fits in the same category as 2 by 2 spread. However, the rules are different. So basically, anytime you get 2 by 2 spread, and I should pick a pass play here. Those match rules are in effect, and anytime you get 2 by 2 where it's a snug set, it turns into 3 zone. Okay, and the logic behind that and the reason behind that is basically, remember when I said that 2 by 2 spread? Okay, I didn't say the word spread, but I'm going to say it now. There are 4 vertical threats. Okay, in this case, most people do not run 4 verticals out of snug formations. So because of that, what the defense will check is sky. If you ever watch NFL games of teams that run this defense, a Seattle style defense, you will see the players pointing to the sky versus certain formation looks. And this is not really just all about the whole formation being a 2 by 2 look. It could be part of a formation being a 2 by 2 look. So let's say over here to Gronk's side, this is the formation look. They will check to a sky because technically this is a bunch style formation with the running back being offset to that side. If for some reason these 2 receivers were spread out now and they were aligned in their normal spread alignments, they will play their match rules. So anytime you have a 2 by 2 set, you basically have to go by the alignment of the receivers. And it goes back to, again, the rule is how often do you see people run 4 verticals from a snug set? Usually somebody's going short, somebody's going deep. Hardly ever do you get 2 guys going deep. Okay, of course we get a flood route on this side, but the reason now, basically going back to our rules, now this nickel should be playing his normal rule of playing curl flat. Now let me see what he does here, because I don't know if he's actually using, let's see what the game does, because the game might actually put him in some sort of match concept. And I ran the ball again, my fault, I'm wasting time here. Let's go back to that flood route. Yeah, I mean, he comes off of it, he plays the flood route and then comes down late. So he's definitely not matching. It looks like he's trying to do the best of both worlds. But just on the opposite side, I'm sure you're just getting all regular drops. So your seam flat players now become curl flat players, and your hook players become regular hook curl players. No different. And the corners as well. They're going to play cover 3. Safety's going to play cover 3 in the middle of the field. So that's nothing new. Just wanted to put that out there quickly before we go into the 3 by 1. Let's go to 3 by 1. So 3 by 1, we always start with verticals, right? We always got to start with verticals. Really, what happens is, and most teams that run 3 match, okay, let me just tell you this, they will double call their defense, all right? So they will come out in what they call 3 match, right? Or what they would say if you're a nickel is Y53, okay? So what Y53 means is the safety aligned to the tight end will come down, just like we saw in 2 by 2. It was the strong safety coming down to the tight end side. If the tight end was reversed, in Madden terms, it would be the free safety coming down. Okay, so that's the beginning. All right, so you know who's coming down and who's playing deep. However, versus 3 by 1, a lot of teams will go. They will because you don't know in real football if you're going to get 3 by 1 or 2 by 2. They will say 53 wide. And what that means is the safety aligned to the side of the tight end will come down and play 3 buzz match, which is another coverage. So if you really want to be a match team, you need to be ready to call versus 3 by 1 53 buzz match, which I will go over in the next part of this video. But for right now, we're just playing 3 match traditional. No buzz. Okay, so this is kind of a defense that you would probably see more if it was a base style defense. Okay, the rules versus 3x1 are to play zone coverage with everybody except the weak side corner, who's playing a solo technique similar to what he did in quarters coverage. And I'm just going to test that out right now to make sure. All right, let's make sure that they have those rules set, and they don't. That's how most teams will play it. They will play solo on the backside. And again, as soon as you get a solo on the backside, you also put your seam flat defender in the same rules that if the running back or number 2 goes to the flat, he has them. That's how some teams will play it, okay? But in this game, basically versus 3x1, it is turns back into 3 sky. So if you're expecting guys to match, you cannot call 3 match in Madden versus 3x1. Now let's take a look at let's take a look at 3 buzz match. I'm not even sure if this playbook has it. Most playbooks do, so let me just see if it's in there. All right, 3 buzz press is not a match defense. If it doesn't say match, it is not match. There we go, 3 buzz match. Okay, so I don't have the play responsibilities on the defensive side. I have it on the offensive side. But the strong safety here will be coming down and playing his match principles. Now in old Maddens, this is my first time actually playing this. In old Maddens, they will match, and I will see if they do it here. However, this is a new Madden. Sometimes they play zone, no matter what. But in old Maddens, you would actually have a match principle by the strong safety coming down on number 2. He's basically replacing. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, they're playing zone. Okay, so they got rid of that. It was an issue in the game, I guess, in the past. They felt like people could not understand how to play 3 match versus 3x1, but they basically just made it so 3 match versus 3x1. If it's 3 match regular or 3 match buzz, they're going to play regular zone drops. So that's the answer to that. And I'll confirm that. I mean, versus verticals, you would get matches. There's no reason for me to really throw anything else out there, but I'll just do it for the hell of it. I'm just going to go a little bit of a scissors combination with 1 and 2, with a little high-low with the tight end and the XY receiver here. And it's just cover 3. So, spoiler alert, when you get into bunch, that's the rules of the traditional cover 3 teams that play this, the 3 match teams, versus just like the stack formation, just like the snug formation. If you get bunch formations, you are not going to get any matches. You're going to get 3 zone. So when you play match, you have to understand it's good versus 2x2 spread. Otherwise, you're basically playing 3 sky versus 2x2 snugs versus 3x1 versus bunch. So the last thing that you would have to think about, really, and again, I'm not going to do the tray formation right now. 3 receivers to one side with the tight end on the backside. Trust me, it's going to be zone, okay? But I will take a look at empty, all right? I just want to take a look at how they're going to play empty. I'm pretty sure empty is going to be the same thing, 3 zone. But let's take a look. Okay. So I just learned something there. So basically empty, and this is something you need to understand if you're playing this defense as one of your core defenses, let me try to get what's his name on a streak. So to the trip side, 3 receiver side, they are playing true zone, cover 3 sky. To the 2 receiver side, they will still match versus 2 verticals, okay, or versus any type of out route of 2. So watch on the left-hand side, the slot receiver, you see how they're matching. Okay, so if you're ever using this defense, you need to be careful on the right-hand side that seam will be open versus verticals. Let me just run an out route just to double check to make sure that this, let me do actually a quick flat route to Evans that basically that guy is matching. Okay, and that's perfect technique by that receiver, by that nickel. But so there you go. Versus any type of spread, 2 receiver side, you will get match principles, okay? And then anytime you get to the 3 receiver side, you will get your zone principles. I'm going to put the tight end here in the drag, right? I'm going to clear out this vertical. I'm going to clear out the slot receiver, and I'm just going to run this play and just see if anybody covers the tight end, and they don't. And that goes back to the principal rule that normally when you play match, if your one half of your side is, you don't, it's kind of like quarters where you don't know what the other side is doing. You should have a wall player, but I don't want to go too deep into that. Basically, you have to understand that if you're playing this defense, hard body, and you want to stay in it, you should probably play with one of the middle linebackers and cover up some of the weaknesses. We can do a video on all the weaknesses, but in this case, somebody needs to take any type of in route, short in route from the opposite side, because right now you're getting match technique to the two receiver side. So you should be playing with one of those inside linebackers and take away any short crossing routes from one side, from the three receiver side. Anyway, I'll end it there. 3-match, simple, really not a simple defense, but a good defense. They made it very simple with the rules. They didn't really make it too hard for you guys. They didn't want to add too many matches going on at a 3x1. But in real life, you can still match 3x1. I won't go into it now. I won't make the video 4 hours long. Talk to y'all later. Peace.